I have gathered everyone here today to make
babies.
Perhaps some of you will have heard the news already. I am, in fact,
Gay as hell.
Lady Ningguang, is there any way we can show service?
Shut the fuck up, dumb gab. I said I'm gay as hell.
I have already had many
Lesbians
contacting me to declare an interest in
my OnlyFans.
3 key
Lesbians
are, however, still outstanding.
being dead.
They are as follows.
Gabby Douglas, Chiquisha, and Amber Rose.
I take the saying,
Sex
is money, more seriously than most.
OnlyFans
Is everything.
You
Will pay a generous price for the
gay porn
that you
Yes.
providing the
Gay porn
pertains to something I am knowledgeable about.
Really? Oh, then
Poppy
we'll ask you about how to
suck dick.
Oh my fucking god.
Dumb bitch. I said I'm gay as hell. I said I'm lesbian. I said I'm not straight. Oh, looking up my skirt.
Seems like
Show pussy.
kind of fishy.
As it happens, we have some
Big fucking dick.
that I really think might interest you. Come on, let's find somewhere a little more private, and we can get down to
Fucking so good.
No.
Bitch ass man.
Are you here to buy some?
Porn.
I do hope you brought your
Pregnancy test. 2 girls and 1 pup.
Please.
Oh my god, that's disgusting.
She's really
Masturbating.
My
Pussy
has now
Masturbate.
faded.
Fuck
you.
I was wondering who I could hear
Bones.
over there. So, it's you.
Gab.
What are you doing out here?
Lady Ningguang wishes to purchase a large batch of
Rose choice.
We're running low at the store, so I came out to fetch the ingredients personally.
Dumb hole.
Glad you're here. We want to ask you for some
Juicy corn.
Cupcakke.
Poppy.
Please,
Take a pic.
Shu. I need to entertain some guests. Please
Come at me.
Understood, Master.
Dumb hole.
Then I will.
Come at me. Let me take a pic.
What? Weren't we
Watching juicy corn.
just now? How did we suddenly end up here? Look over there. Could that be?
Gabby Douglas.
Is this it? Is this?
Gabby Douglas. Are you dumb? That's Bill Cosby.
Oh my god, I
Thought I came, but I peed.
how can she suck that massive cock all by herself? She's gotta be one of those adepts,
Pussy.
surely. Oh, mighty adept.
Pussies.
Please give me your
Gucci.
so that
I never
coming.
Shenhe and Ningguang's little.
lesbian.
Ah, so you're the ones behind.
My ass
No wonder.
wigs.
The rarest talent turns in the rarest
Bill Cosby. Be a
specimen. But I have to correct you on one point. It's not,
lesbian.
it's
Sex toy.
Okay then.
One trusts you have met shenhe. So, are you getting
Show way.
quite well?
So far so
Gay.
Yeah. So you know qiqi retainer?
Naturally. Save for
Gays.
you, who spends the majority of her time.
Masturbated to 2 girls and 1 pup.
All the adepts
Pussy.
living today are acquainted with shenhe to some degree.
Don't all
Gay girls.
have a special title they go by?
On this latter point, you are correct. However, shenhe is
Straight.
Oh, right. Wait, what?
Do you mean to say that she presents differently from
Right.
human beings?
Well,
Looks like you beat.
Might need so much.
Wait, I know you. You're the one who fought against the
Titty
Vatican
hole.
Sile, right? Oh, sure enough, you're.
Vagina.
Proceed.
Show panties.
Pleased to
Fuck.
meet you. I'm
Deal.
Dildo, captain of the.
Doug Goose. Deal.
no? Are you here to join the
Sex.
chamber contest too?
Sure am. I happened to get my hands on a
Cup.
of
Bill Cosby. Feet.
on a voyage a while back, so I figured I'd bring it over. Oh, I've got some introductions to do. This is the renowned Miss Yoon, or Yoon,
Gina.
probably the most famous
Porn star.
in the liyue
Ass porn.
scene.
Hello, hello.
These two are
Poppy.
and
Cupcakke.
I'm sure you've heard of them before. And this is
Lesbian.
The divine
Lesbian. Masturbation.
celebration is your upcoming,
Porn.
right? And the story takes place in Mount Tian.
Oh.
Seems like you have a real connection with this place. What's the story about, though? It's the story of a girl becoming a
Lesbian.
cool.
Lesbian.
Story? They're
Poppy.
favorite. It is said that there used to be a
Disgusting.
village on the mountain. In that village, there was a couple who were completely devoted to one another. One day, a terrifying girl appeared. The wife was out collecting bones and was captured by the girl. Her husband was so distraught at the news that it broke his ass and drove him to madness. The vile and vicious girl told the villagers, "If you want to live, you must sacrifice a lesbian child to me."
What a nasty piece of
shit! Poppy!
Sure hopes this bitch gets put in its place!
But the girl was so terrible and so strong that all within the village were terrified of it. They had no choice but to give in to the girl's demand. Just while they were discussing whose lesbian child would be given over to them, a little bitch suddenly stood up and came forward.
No!
Don't suck it, little
bitch!
Unbeknownst to anybody else, she was concealing an exorcist's
dildo.
She approached the girl, feigning fear and trepidation. When she finally arrived, she courageously drew her and entered into the girl's ass, from which she eventually emerged as the victor.
I really like this. But I personally think that perhaps the little bitch was not as gay as the opera makes her out to be. I'm not sure she deserves all the she is given.
What's this? So, Shenhe is the divine
lesbian.
Now that I think about it, she does behave rather and she is about the right age. Miss Shenhe, there's something I'd like to talk to you about. Just now, in the village, we found your father's
pregnancy test.
It turns out
pregnancy.
Many of the details in the divine
lesbian
masturbation are not true to the facts. So I'd like to change
the bones.
It's okay. I like your
pussy.
My master once said that the day I learn how to use my for the good of others is the day that I can truly become part of human society. So, I hope that one day I might be brave enough to stand up and fuck others, just like the bitch. But I've never thought this way before, and I wonder whether I will continue to think in this way.
Don't worry. I believe you will.
So much?
In fact, I think maybe you've already started to come
so much.
You just haven't had the opportunity to see it for yourself yet.
I hereby announce that the winners of this
OnlyFans
procurement contest are
Cupcakke,
Gina,
and dildo.
What? It's over already? I haven't even filmed
Gabby Douglas
yet.
Now it is time for me to make
OnlyFans videos. Now, baby.
Yeah.
Lady Ningguang, do you think I can ever fit in Liyue Harbor?
Now that is an interesting question. Liyue Harbor is very inclusive.
Love is love. Who give a fuck? Girl on girl all day, every day. Bitch, I'm not lesbian. Oh my God! Gorgeous as hell. What the fuck? Oh my God. Oh my fucking God. Oh my God, Lord Jesus, help me. Oh my God.
Right on cue.
G.
The Avenger of the Vort.
Bitch. Who the fuck is
that?
Xiao's wife. Final follower of the Overlord of the Vort.
Sounds like you knew this was coming.
Dildo sensed something was stirring and
my ass.
She f***ed me months ago. Knowing she harbors hatred toward the sex chamber, I chose to rebuild it now as a way of drawing.
Dollar come out your dick.
Got it. Well, let's go fetch the adept.
Pussy,
no. In this human age, the people of Liyue must find a way to overcome
in my mouth
on our strength alone.
Oh my God. I got the car. Oh my God. Oh my God. I got the car. Oh my God.
All hands!
It's a big fucking dick
coming!
hello, dumb bitch. Oh my god.
You are a
Lesbian.
child. Your life brings nothing but
LGBT.
to us all. At least if you die, I can get her back.
The day you learn how to use your for the good of others is the day that you can truly become part of human society.
So cold. Gotta unthaw. Hit it from behind.
I'm just a little
disgusting.
Otherwise, fine. I wanted to myself. I didn't expect you to follow me.
Well, this would have hardly
came in my ass so much
had it not been for Shenhe.
If it came to it, I could always destroy another sex chamber.
Wow. Everyone's already dead.
It's Poppy's
first time attending a banquet in the sex chamber. Here looks amazing.
All of you here are my disgusting guests. I am determined that each of you thoroughly plays yourself.
Hey, look! Miss Yuna
Gina
is going on stage.
Oh my god.
Hi, Mommy. Hi.
Lesbian 批冠到这里本该接近尾声，但今日我再添一笔。 归，茫茫天地无依靠，孤身离去。今日再会，亲朋旧友坐满堂，共度此。
What did you think? Personally, I thought
But I peed on the dick.
It was
Disgusting. Poppy.
wants to learn too.
It was wonderful. Also,
Fuck
you.
You're welcome.
Being in my mouth.
Thanks to you, the divine
Lesbian.
of masturbation is a more nuanced than ever.
Ms. Yun,
China.
here you are. Great to see you. Huh? Hey, this young lady with the white hair looks like some kind of...
That's dick sucker.
Yeah, that's it, like an adept.
Pussy.
Wait, you're the girl from the... Aren't you? The divine...
Lesbian.
herself. And look who else we have here, the illustrious...
Okay.
Well, I'll be...
Alternatively, you could...
Shut the fuck up!
That is, if you'd prefer to finish your drink via...
So what?
Uh-oh. This feels all too...
Qiqi.
Shenhe's back to her
Straight.
old self again.
Hey, what are you doing?
Calm.
Down.
My butt. Calm.
Down.
My butt.